Welcome to Supplier Spotlight, the podcast where we shine a light on the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Join us as we chat with suppliers, park owners, and staff, uncovering insights, strategies, and stories that will elevate your outdoor experience. Get ready for inspiration and innovation in every episode.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Supplier Spotlight Vodcast. I got the groovy David Basler with the outdoor hospitality industry, OHI, here with me on the spotlight. Hey, David, thanks for being on with me.
Hey, Bobby. Nice outfit. You're all ready for OHCE, man.
I am. I've been growing out my hair a little bit here. Got my groovy glasses on, got my chain, but of course got to have my Supplier Spot shirt on here. So yeah, I'm ready for that 70s party. I can't wait I'm pretty sure you can't wait to see the rest of my outfit. It looks really good. So
it's going to be fun. We'll get you in there with all those lights and you'll sparkle like a disco ball.
Heck yeah, a little disco going on. I mean, I have another added piece that I'll be wearing that night too, and I'm going to save that one for the actual show.
Oh, a little surprise.
Yeah, I am really excited for it. I like doing this type of stuff. I love the one that we did a couple years back when you did the 80s theme. You had the DeLorean there, and you had Doc and Marty. I mean, it was a really cool theme. I love that one. So I enjoy things like that. I get a kick out of it.
Something about this industry. We all like to dress up and have a good time. I don't know what it is. But
I think last year you didn't you do the rock theme or something? It was a rock and roll theme.
Yep. Yeah, we've done rock and roll theme. We've done 80s theme. This is a 70s disco theme. So you're all set up and ready to go, man. It's going to be fun. That's the closing night reception on Wednesday night, November 6th.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know, do a little.
You got to get your dance going.
Yeah, get some jive turkey going on. You know? I'm excited, man. Well, yeah, David, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know here we are in October. We're less than a month away now, or close to a month away. I know you guys have been working hard on this, so thanks again for being on. Let's talk a little bit about OHI. For most of our viewers out there, they probably know that OHI was once called ARVIC, which was the Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds. So give me a little bit of the history of it and like how things got started, and then of course how it evolved to OHI, and what exactly does it do for the industry?
Yeah. So it goes all the way back to 1966 when the organization was started as the National Campground Owners Association, NCOA. And it was NCOA until 1992 when it became the National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds, or ARVIC, like you mentioned. Okay. And then last year we came to a crossroads similar to what they did in 1992, where back then they said, "Hey, we're more than just campgrounds. We're RV parks as well." So that's how they changed the name to ARVIC. Last year we saw the industry coming to another crossroads, and we went through a rebranding process. Excuse me, and it. Basically, what we came to the realization of in talking to people and surveys and all sorts of stuff was that the National Association needed to be about more representation of the entire outdoor hospitality industry. Okay. And obviously, our mission and our focus is entirely on RV parks, campgrounds, privately owned outdoor hospitality businesses. But they're in this growing market. There's so much more than just RV parks and campgrounds. People are, creating businesses that are called RV resorts and outdoor resorts and glamping resorts and glamping grounds and glamp grounds and all these things that we wanted to have a brand that made it clear to everybody in the industry. If you have a privately owned outdoor hospitality business, whether it's an RV park, a campground, a glamp ground, whatever it is, that you have a home in our national association. We are here to help you succeed. If I was to whittle it down to one sentence of what OHI is all about, we are here to help you succeed as a business. Our mission is to empower those businesses. That's another way of putting it. And we do that through providing community, and networking, through resources, professional development, legislative advocacy, discounts that you can use to save money, all of those things that help a business succeed.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just clicked on community right here, right when you said it, and I can see all these cool
Yeah.
little articles and pictures of people doing cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's
we started the conversation by talking about OHCE, which obviously is our premier in-person community event. But throughout the year, we've got opportunities like you see there on the screen, coffee conversations. That's an informal opportunity for people in the industry to come together, grab their coffee mug in the morning, and come together and just talk about best practices and share ideas. And we've got 20 groups is another great example that I think is on that page too. Where campground owners from across the country join these 20 groups, and it's in a nutshell, it's like having 19 other consultants come to your park and give you best practice advice on what's working for them and what could work better for you at your campground. It's a networking opportunity, and those people, if you talk to somebody who's in a 20 group, every single one of them will tell you that those are relationships that they can pick up the phone at any time and call any of those people, and they'll help them out. Those are relationships that they have built and it will last a lifetime. Okay. And they all start with the OHI community.
So everybody that's in these 20 group is just campground owners or staff. Is that correct?
It's usually the campground owner or operator that's part of the 20 group.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be that way, but that's usually the case. And these are each 20 group. There are 7 of them right now, and they're named that way because they have no more than 20 campgrounds in each group. Right.
Okay.
Some of them have fewer than that, obviously, but what they do is they try to, when they form their group and when they're bringing new people into their group, what they're trying to do is find an amazing balance of backgrounds, right? Campgrounds from all across the country, campgrounds that are large, small, campgrounds that have an independently owned operation versus a franchise operation versus a commercial or a corporate operation, so that when they come together and they're talking about their campgrounds and they're talking about best practices, they have all different ways of looking at things, right? Okay. Seriously, I know you're coming to OHCE, when you're there, I'll put you in touch with some people from 20 group, and I guarantee you they will all say the same thing, that it is the best thing that they've ever done as part of being a part of the OHI community. It increases their revenue, it increases their occupancy, because they're bringing all of these great ideas from other campgrounds and they're able to implement them at their campground. Ideas that they wouldn't normally have maybe come up with on their own, but it takes that village, it takes that community to help them improve. So
yeah, that sounds
amazing. That's just one example of the community that we have. So.
Yeah. I know you guys do a lot of professional development stuff. I know I've been trying to get on that coffees one. I have it on my calendar, and it seems like I'm always traveling during that time, but I will make one day. I see you got one in person at OHCE, so I'll see if I can pop into that one. So.
We actually have one every day at OHCE.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So I should be able to make one.
Yeah, every morning, coffee and donuts and just, an opportunity again in person to come and network with people and meet new people and share ideas.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of that, I know there's a lot of stuff on your website about what you do to help people out throughout the year. So any campground owners, operators out there, definitely go to ohi.org. Check out the website. You'll see there's so much stuff on there. But speaking of OHCE, let's talk about that. I know that's your big every year, once a year type event. I know my first one was a couple years ago when I got to experience my very first baby hurricane, is what I heard it was called. So we were there for that. It was quite the experience for me. I've never been in a hurricane before. I'm here in Colorado. We don't get too many of them up here. So, but when I was talking to the locals there, they're all, oh, this is just a baby hurricane. I'm like, well, this is pretty intense for me. But so I enjoyed going to OHCE, and the first one I went to was a good experience. So I'm always excited to go to the next ones coming up. I was in Missouri last year when you guys, Kansas City, when we did the OHI, when you guys did the OHI announcement. So a lot of fun there, a lot of good experience. So let's talk about it. OHCE, what's that all about?
Yeah, so this year we're in Oklahoma City, November 4th to the 6th. The event schedule is a little different this year, so I want to make that point right off the bat. Usually we wouldn't start until Monday night, and we'd go through Thursday. From now on, we're starting on Monday morning, so people are going to come in on Sunday, and we're going to kick off the week on Monday morning with our opening keynote and a whole day of education and networking and expo. And Tuesday is going to be another full day of networking and education and expo with a free night that night. Monday night will be our welcome reception. Tuesday night is a free night where people can go off and do what they want. It's election night, so I'm sure people will be behind, in front of their televisions, behind their candidate. Or maybe just forgetting about it all and going out and having some fun.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, we've got another full day of education, networking, and expo, and a closing reception, which is the disco party that night. Yeah. So, for someone like you who has been to OHCE before, you heard a difference in what I just described, because normally we would do education and networking and then expo to close us out. And this year we're doing a new model where education and expo are happening simultaneously, so people can go back and forth from the expo floor to a session, back to the expo floor to a session. They can stay on the expo floor longer if they want to. We've expanded the number of hours on the expo floor from 8 in previous years to 14 if you're a hosted buyer. So because there's hours on the expo floor that are just for hosted buyer attendees and hosted buyer exhibitors. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great time. And Oklahoma City is a fantastic town.
Yeah.
It is
first time I ever gone there.
Such a cool town. We were there in 2018, for our OHCE conference, and we're back largely because so many people from 2018, gave us feedback that was, wow, I had no idea that Oklahoma City was this cool of a town. This is awesome. And so we've been looking for a way to come back to Oklahoma City, and so here we are. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been there, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. One thing I really like too about what you're doing with the expo, me being a supplier, in the previous company I used to work for, we'd be on the expo floor, and those are long days. Even though we might just be standing there and you're talking nonstop, it can really wear on you. And it's just amazing how you can just stand for so long and you just feel so exhausted. So I'm so glad that you're kind of breaking it up a little bit. It's not as long of hours, but plus you can set up time to talk to people. That's what I really think it is. And I talk to a lot of suppliers and vendors, as you know, David, that, in this industry, I've made a lot of great friends and colleagues. And we always talk about, it's nice to see changes, which means you're listening to the surveys that people, when you usually send them out at the end of the year or at the end of the conference that people fill out on there. So I'm excited for it. I know there's also something else going on that you guys are doing something really cool and special. I hope we can talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up anyways. There's like some little area on the expo floor. If we can't talk about it, just say, hey, we're keeping that as a secret or something. But I don't think it's a secret. But the activities area, aren't you doing something like that for to learn some activities to bring back to their campgrounds and parks?
Yeah, so one of the cool things that we did with the expo floor this year.
Okay, so we are okay to talk about it then, right? Because I didn't ask you off camera ahead of time.
Yeah, no, it's not a secret. It's not a secret.
I didn't think
one of the things that we did that's really cool about the expo this year is that we set up the floor plan to feel like a campground.
Is the floor plan on the website yet or not, or no?
It is, yeah.
Where to go
when you're on the OHI, the OHCE web original, homepage, there should be a link to register as an exhibitor.
Okay. So homepage.
And then there's go back to that page you were just on there.
Oh, the
OHCE page.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm on the events page. I can scroll down to, I'm coming back here so people can see all the different events you do. So right here, I click on register. All right, so that's going to open up a new tab. Okay, so I see it here. So got that going. All right, so we're on this register page.
Well, that's when you're actually registering for for an event. Go back to the events page, or you can just type in ohi.org/OHCE. That's the page that I.
Okay.
There you go. That page right there.
Yep.
So right where under the register button, it says, "Are you a business or supplier?" Click on the. Yeah, I think that's where it takes you.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere now. Right here, prospectus, reserve the booth and sponsors.
So go to reserve the booth and sponsorships there. That should open up the floor plan.
Oh, I have to log in though, don't I?
It may require you to log in though. So yeah, it's not a big deal. I can describe it just as easy.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
It's the floor plan is set up to feel like a campground. So like a campground would be, to your point, there's an activities area as one of the sections of the campground. There's a playground where there's going to be some playground and dog park equipment. There's going to be jump pad area, all of those kinds of things that a campground would have that make it feel like a campground. Some of the sponsor slots are set up at angles to kind of mimic the feel of a pull-through RV site. The park models are wrapped around the back and the sides where, if you were at a campground, a lot of times that's where the park models are placed, that kind of thing. But the activities area that you're talking about, we're really excited about because it's an opportunity. It's an area where we're going to have some receptions in there. We're going to have activities in there, and it's an opportunity where campground owners, operators can come in and they can get ideas for activities that they can take back to their park.
Okay.
And one of them I know is you're teaching one of them because there's you're doing a trivia. You should talk about that a little bit. But trivia is one of the activities that campgrounds can easily pull in, and campers love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll let you give more detail about what you're going to be doing there. But
yeah, definitely. That's what I'm so excited about. You guys letting me come in and do that. As you know, David, and I don't know how many people out there actually know, I've had a DJ business here in Colorado Springs since it's going to date me, 1999. But with that DJ business, I'm always looking at fun and new, innovative ways to, enhance parties and corporate events. And so, I've done a lot of corporate events over the years, and I've had the request of, hey, can you host trivia games for us? Kind of like how you do the bar and pub type trivia. Mm-hmm. And I was doing that for a while where, did the whole show a question, they write down the answer on a piece of paper, bring it up to you, Then I finally found the software out there where you can do it electronically. So the software is great because the people will download the app to their phone. I have the software loaded on my laptop. Then I bring a little router with me, and the company that I use the software through, they actually will provide you the little router. You buy the router from them. I think it's like $50 or something like that. But the great thing about having your own little router connected is people connect directly to your router to play the game from their device. So that's the cool way of doing this trivia game, is because you're not using the Wi-Fi in the hotel, or in the conference center. You don't need any of that stuff. You have your own router. And what I try to do at certain types of events is I can either make up my own questions, or the way that the company itself makes the money, the software company, is when you download the bank of questions and activate the software for that day. That's how they're making their money. I think it's like $28 or something like that to download a bank of questions. So, and usually it comes down with 3 rounds of 20 questions each. So it makes it really cool. And that's what I want to show RV parks and campground operators and staff, is that you can put the software on your laptop, have it displayed up onto a projector or a TV, and then all your campers, they'll have the app on their phone. They connect to your router, and then they're in the game. They get to name their team. So if they want to come up with some fun names, and then it has a scoreboard on screen that people can follow. So it's really a fun way of doing activities, and a great way that the campground owners and operators could promote. They can promote a couple things. For one, if they have like a restaurant or a snack bar, they could tell the players ahead of time, hey, if you purchase our special today, like our special food item or special drink item, I'll give you an extra point before the game starts. So that automatically bumps them up because you can control the points. So that's another nice little way to generate some revenue too. Some other fun aspects about doing the game is just overall being able to help promote some of the other businesses around your park and campground. You could actually get questions about like what business in our area rents out kayaks, and you can have like a bullet list or, a multiple choice, and then they can pick it. And then that's a nice way to promote things that are going on around the area too. So that's what I plan on doing with it. So, I don't want to get in too much about it, and I'm already blabbing already about it, but yeah, it's just a fun way that they can bring that to their campground as well. And it's very easy to set up, very easy to host. And I'm going to actually show them from my side what the software is, and actually we'll play the game, but as they're watching my screen of how I host everything. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. Thank you for letting me do it.
Of course. I mean, the cool thing when we were talking about it originally, the cool thing to me was, we're all about sharing best practices of ways to improve outdoor hospitality business, right? Like we said earlier, this is an inexpensive way.
Oh yeah.
For an easy way for people to drive revenue at their park. And it doesn't matter what size park you have, or where your park is. To your point, I mean, for less than $100, you can put one of these events on, these trivia events, and if you tie it to, like you said, an F&B part of your park or some other type of amenity that drives revenue, you're going to make a heck of a lot more than $100, And your campers are having fun, and they're going to come back and want to do it again.
Yeah, you'll be surprised on the competition this creates, especially for those parks that have seasonals. I bet. They will start making I'll see you on Tuesday for trivia, or whatever they do. So it becomes, I do it around here in Colorado Springs. A friend of mine owns a couple bars and grills, and I actually set up all their bars and grills. I went and wired up all the TVs so we could display them on all the TVs around the bar. It's created just like an avenue of revenue for them, and then people who've come to it from day one are still coming back. So yeah, it's a great way of doing it. Another cool thing about it I didn't mention is there's actually a slideshow that's set up as people are coming in and getting ready. So the park owners or staff could actually ask people within their area if they want to advertise for the trivia, and they could put their logo and information on it, and it slideshows. They can set how much time they want, like 5 seconds, 7 seconds, and it just goes through, and it's on their phone, it's on the screen, and it's just a nice little way to generate some more revenue to say, hey, pay me $20 and I'll throw your logo on there or something like that. Another great way to advertise and generate that revenue. So it's a really fun way of doing things. So you got to stop by and check it out, David, so you can see it firsthand. It's really a cool little system. I love it.
Do a couple of those inexpensive ad sales like what you're talking about, and you've paid for the software already. Exactly. I mean, and then it's just driving revenue straight up.
Yeah, my business is Sensational Sounds DJ. I would definitely pay, whatever to have my logo and information on there, and and that's, like you said, a nice way to generate the revenue plus pay for the software. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun, and plus it does bingo too. It does electronic bingo. So people who like to play bingo, the number comes up, and you say G96, they tap it on their phone, and then whoever gets a bingo, they win the prize. So you could have local companies that donate prizes for you too. So lots of cool ways of doing things. But do you have any other activities that are coming in that you can talk about now for sure, or is it still up in the air?
We've got a schedule that's being built. We've got some receptions going in there. One of the things in the activity center, it's kind of, again, think about it like a campground, right? The activity center is the hub of the campground. Mm-hmm. So it's not just activities and crafts and that kind of stuff. We're also doing some networking events there as well. Like there's one specific for prospective owners, people who are at the campground, at the conference, who are looking to build or buy a campground. We want to bring those people together with other existing campground owners to be able to share ideas and learn from those people. And so if we always get a lot of people who come to the show who are looking to get into the industry, right? Mm-hmm. They're what we call prospective owners, right? Yeah. So we wanted to have an opportunity. And again, this came from feedback. We always are listening to how we can improve the show. Yep. This came from that audience saying, hey, we would love the opportunity to meet and network in one place with people who have been here and done that, right? And can help guide us in the right direction. So that's an opportunity to come in. We've got a really great things planned for that activities area, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I just, you know me, I'm a social butterfly, so I get excited about all kinds of stuff, as you can tell by my outfit.
Yeah.
So
The other cool thing that's it's less focused around a campground specifically, because you wouldn't have them specifically set up the way that we are, but we're setting up the areas kind of around the campground that are kind of like campfires, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fireside chats is what we're calling them,
Yeah.
and an opportunity to think like a TED Talk kind of thing, only more informal, right? Where campground owners and suppliers can talk with other campground owners, and it's less presentation and more about the sharing of ideas around a campfire, quote unquote, right? Those are going to be, there's a couple of those, and there's no audio, so it's not a distraction to other things going on around. It's really just meant to be a conversation between campground owners and suppliers, and to learn from each other. So that's another really cool aspect of this year's show that's different too.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I love the ideas you guys are coming up with. Me being on the supplier side for the past 3 years or so, I know how important it is to try to get as much exposure as possible, but also be able to educate the campground owners and operators. Because a lot of times they're just thinking, oh, you're just trying to come in and profit off of my campground. And that's, in my opinion, not really the way I always looked at things. I would look at it as, I want to come in and try to help your campground be successful as well. And what can I do as a service to you to help that be successful? So I think those fireside chats are great to have that opportunity for them to go and actually talk one-on-one with the suppliers, not in a booth setting atmosphere where it's just like, constant, like, give me the lowdown real quick. So.
Well, and another great way to do that, and I mean, we started the hosted buyer program in the industry 5 years ago. And it's grown to what it is today. I mean, that is the quintessential way of building those relationships. When you come to a show like this and you're a campground owner or operator or manager, and one of your goals obviously is networking and meeting people, but another big reason why people come is the expo, right? I mean, we had $50 million worth of sales done on the expo floor last year. Mm-hmm. It is the big reason why people come is to build those relationships with those exhibitors. Yeah. And the hosted buyer program allows those campground owners the opportunity to do that, to have those one-on-one meetings with people that they want to be meeting with. Yeah. It's not, it's not a situation where we schedule and tell you who you have to meet with, right? If you're a hosted buyer attendee, you come to the show for free. Mm-hmm. And you meet with at least 6 exhibitors, and you pick the ones that you want to meet with. And the list is on our website, by the way, of exhibitors who are participating in that hosted buyer program. So you can look and see, okay, there are way more than 6 exhibitors who are here who I want to meet with. So if you're wanting to do that, if you want to come to the show and you're wanting to meet one-on-one with exhibitors, man, the best way to do that is the hosted buyer program, because you come for free. We pay for your registration. Yeah. So there's an easy way to do that on the website. I don't know if you're pulling it up or not, but when you go to the register, that's a page about the hosted buyer program. When you register, there's an opportunity to apply as a hosted buyer. Yeah. And when I say apply, basically what you're doing is you are filling out an application that helps us verify that you are the decision maker at the campground, whether you're the owner, operator, manager, whatever. If you have the ability to make purchases, that's the number one thing. And then we ask other questions about what your interest in purchasing is, what your timeline is, what all that kind of stuff. But from that point on, once you're accepted, you're registered. And once we open up the software, you go in and you book your own meetings, and they're 20-minute meetings with one-on-one with exhibitors of your choice, and they're on the expo floor this year, which is something different. And then on top of that, you also get treated like a VIP when you're a hosted buyer too. So cool. There are receptions that you get to go to that other attendees don't, because they're only open for hosted buyers. You get registration early at the event. So
well, I heard you were paying for the airfare and hotel and everything for them as well. Is that true?
We're not at that point yet. That is the definition of a true hosted buyer program, though.
Right.
That is the definition.
I thought you were flying them in on the OHI VIP jet. I mean,
we don't have one of those. I wish we did. But no, in all seriousness, that is the direction that we want to go in. I mean, because that is a true hosted buyer program. Is if you are, if you're a hosted buyer, eventually we want to get to that point. But right now it's we pay for your registration, and in exchange you meet with some exhibitors that you already are going to meet with anyway. So it's a win-win for everybody.
I can personally vouch for them. For the past 2 years that I went to ARVIC, and then of course last year OHI, those hosted buyers are great. When I was with the software company I used to work for, having those one-on-one conversations were so helpful. And then of course we knew it was a strong lead because they scheduled to meet with us. They asked the questions that they wanted us to answer. So it was a really good way of doing it. And I love the fact, like you said already, that whenever you register for it, you automatically get the invite from the person who wants to meet with you, and you set it up on your calendar. And so it's very helpful. You just log in and be like, okay, I'm meeting with so-and-so at 2:00 and at 2:30 and at 2, so I loved it. Yeah. It was a great way to get one-on-one. So for anybody out there who's never done it before, I highly recommend it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm always excited about what you do, David. With my last company, I was all about trying to participate as much as I can in all the events. The first year with doing the what was the Margaritaville, if I remember right, we had that party there.
Yep.
Was able to set up for there. And then last year you guys did the college theme because we were in Kansas City where the College Basketball Hall of Fame was.
College basketball.
Cool things that I think gets people excited to come. So I appreciate you and all your staff and their hard work for this, because I know what it takes to put something together. And I've never done a national show like this. I've done local shows when I was organizing bridal shows for my DJ business, and I was actually organizing them. So I can only imagine what you and your team do on a national level. So I appreciate that.
Cool. It's always a fun challenge putting the event together. That's for sure. But it's worth every minute of it, because again, it's that opportunity to bring people together who, in a lot of cases haven't seen each other for a year or more. And there's nothing like, I've been in a lot of industries and worked for a lot of different organizations. I can tell you, I mean, there's nothing like the outdoor hospitality industry. The friendliness and the openness and the sharing and especially if you're looking to get into this industry, I mean, you have picked a good one. It's a group of people who want to see each other succeed and want to see the industry succeed. And that's what being a part of your national association and being a part of your state association, if you have one, is all about, because that's the more we all work together, the better off everybody is,
I agree with you 100%. And that's the main reason why I started Supplier Spot. I left my last company last year, December, and I was telling my wife, I was like, I had a few offers from some other companies to go and work for them. And I told my wife, I was like, I really want to work for myself. And told her, I really think Supplier Spot's going to be a really good thing out there. It's just really a one-stop spot for park owners to go and find everything they're looking for in this industry. That's my goal with it. And I'm a huge advocate of supporting all the associations. You already mentioned the state associations and of course the national associations. I'm not by any means trying to take business or suppliers away from them. I highly encourage people going to this stuff. So I just appreciate you always having that opportunity to talk with me and giving me that opportunity to really, I get a lot of feedback from you. We talk, I think, quite a bit, and I've reached out to you before to see what your thoughts were. And, so I just appreciate you and everything you're doing for this whole industry. So.
Yeah, it's an amazing group of people, an amazing community.
Yeah.
So, and actually, that's a good segue, if you don't mind me,
sure,
moving to another topic. When we're talking about community, what's going on right now in the Southeast, in the Carolinas and Tennessee and Georgia and Florida, coming out of Hurricane Helene, is just another great example of how our community comes together. Campgrounds in that area have been impacted like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you're probably seeing it on the news, but the stories that we are getting from members is it's heartbreaking. Campgrounds that have seen minor damage all the way up to, I mean, we literally have lost a number of campgrounds that have just been completely wiped off the map. And there's rebuilding is going to take a long time, and it's going to take a lot of not only time but money. And I want to give a plug here for the OHI Foundation, which is doing great work, working with the state leaders on the ground in those states, and making sure that our community, whether you're an OHI member or not, is if you were impacted, making sure that you have the ability to get some aid quickly. And so thanks for pulling that up. That's click on that disaster relief section there, and that's an opportunity right there for if you've been impacted, you can apply for aid. Okay. And if you haven't, I would urge you, please to donate to the OHI Foundation's Disaster Relief Fund. It is a complete 100% of the money comes in. It goes straight back out to campgrounds that have applied and have the most need. And right now, I got to tell you, when we set out with our initial donation plea, we said we had a goal of $75,000. We already have more than $75,000 worth of applications that have come in.
Jeez.
Our goal now is $200,000 because of the amount of need that has come in. It's just unbelievable how much need there is out there. So if you are part of this industry, and you have the opportunity to donate even $10, if everybody in the industry donated $10, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
If you have opportunity to donate more than that, fantastic. But even the small donations add up. And again, that money goes straight back out to campgrounds to rebuild and to fix their parks after devastation like Hurricane Helene. Yeah. And this is just unprecedented devastation.
Oh yeah.
It's
like,
amazing.
Was it Chimney Rock? Is that the name of it? Like that town is like completely gone.
Chimney Rock in North Carolina, Boone in North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah. That whole western mountain section of North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, South Carolina, western South Carolina, eastern Georgia. I mean, they're all impacted, but like I said, some of these parks are just gone.
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy. I mean, it's sad.
But we need your help. We really do. If you're listening to this and have the opportunity to donate, please do, because it is there's just an unbelievable amount of need out there, and unfortunately, this is not going to be the last hurricane. I mean, we've still got another couple of months worth of hurricane season, and there's other disasters outside of hurricanes too, you know, tornadoes, floods, mudslides, anything that impacts the operation of a campground across the country, in any state across the country. You know, we do our best with that disaster relief fund to provide aid quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys are out there, you can donate $10, $20. Just see what I did. I just went to ohi.org. At the top, it says OHI Foundation. Click on that, and it'll take you right to this page. Scroll down to Disaster Relief. Click on Donate Now. If you're a campground operator or owner that needs some help, like David said, just click on Apply Now. So again, David, thanks for you and your entire team. I know most of the people on your team, and I've personally talked to them. I know they're working hard to make these conferences come together. So thanks again for everything. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. So I really appreciate that. So
thanks for having me on, man. This is a great show. And you're doing great work.
It's keeping me in the industry, and that's what I love about it. It's just always, and I learn so much every time I do one of these. That's why I do this casually. I don't want to set any interview questions up. It's like, let's just talk, and kind of like your OHI coffee talks. So
yeah,
cool.
That's where the best stuff comes from.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, even the shows, I try to go to as many shows as I possibly can, because every time I'm learning something new, and I'm, meeting new people, and just this industry alone has been great. So, but yeah, thanks again. And it's cool to see your background there.
One more shameless plug, if you don't
Sure.
mind. If
No,
you
not at
if you're
all.
out
No,
if you're out there and you're listening and you aren't a member of the OHI community already, give us a holler, because we would love to have you be part of our community. You can email us at ohi-membership@ohi.org, or you can hop on the website to learn more about us. But we're here to help you succeed. So
yeah, so right here, if you go on to the ohi.org, click on membership right here, reach out to them, ask some questions, membership types, benefits, join, whatever you want to do. Again, it's great. It gets you a lot of discounts on things. I know we don't need to go into it, but I know one of the big things it gets discounts on is music and movies. So if you want to play music at your park, or if you want to show movies, it really helps you out with having the right license, so you don't get hit by the organizations out there for playing music or watching movies without the proper license. I know, and that's just one small piece of things you guys do. So I highly recommend it. So yeah, I think it's great. So cool, David. Anything else you wanted to touch base on? This was a great conversation. Probably one of the longest ones I've done, and it doesn't even feel like it's already been 40 minutes. So I love it.
time goes fast when you're having fun. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Always good to catch up.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you in probably less than a month or so. So
30 days from today, we'll see you in Oklahoma City.
Yep, I will be there, and hopefully we'll see everybody who was watching there as well. So thanks again, David. Tell everybody at your staff I said hi, and thanks for everything.
Will do. Thanks.
Right. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Supplier Spot Spotlight. Keep shining bright in the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Stay tuned for more illuminating conversations with industry experts. Until next time, enjoy the great outdoors.